Good morning, welcome to my YouTube channel. Name is Motivational Story and Novels. Please like and subscribe. Today's story of Bao Bao's Bamboo Quest. In the heart of the misty Sichuan mountains, hidden beneath thick canopies of emerald green, lived a young panda named Bao Bao. His fur was as white as snow and as black as midnight, and his eyes sparkled with curiosity. Though he was still young, Bao Bao was already known for two things: his love of bamboo and his dreams of adventure. Unlike the other pandas in his peaceful valley, Bao Bao wasn't content with lounging all day. He wanted to know what lay beyond the familiar trails, what secrets the forests held, and whether the rumors of the golden bamboo were true. According to ancient panda legend, somewhere deep in the forest, there grew a stalk of bamboo that shimmered like sunlight. It was said to have magical properties. One bite could give you great wisdom, strength, or even the power to speak the language of every animal. No panda had ever found it, but that never stopped Bao Bao from dreaming. One sunny morning, Bao Bao woke up earlier than usual. The mist still hugged the treetops as birds chirped sleepy songs. He had made up his mind. Today, he would begin his journey to find the golden bamboo. He packed a small bundle of regular bamboo, enough to keep him full for a few days, and tucked his favorite rock, a smooth, flat stone he used as a pillow, into a satchel made of leaves. He looked back at his sleeping mother and whispered, "I'll be back soon, Mama. I just need to see what's out there." And with that, he tiptoed away into the trees. After walking for hours, Bao Bao grew tired. The sun was high, and he had finished all his bamboo snacks. Just as he was thinking about turning back, he came across an old tortoise sitting on a mossy rock. "Hello, little one," the tortoise croaked. "Hi," said Bao Bao. "I'm looking for the golden bamboo. Do you know where it is?" The tortoise chuckled. "Many have looked, but few have dared to go past the whispering hollow." Bao Bao's ears perked up. "Where is that?" "Just beyond this hill," the tortoise said. "But beware. The trees there speak truths you may not wish to hear." Bao Bao gulped, thanked the tortoise, and continued on. As Bao Bao entered the hollow, the air grew still. The trees were ancient and twisted, their bark gnarled like old fingers. Then, the whispers began. "You're just a baby," hissed one voice. "Turn back. You're not strong enough," murmured another. Bao Bao closed his eyes and remembered his mother's words. "Bravery is not the absence of fear, but doing what's right even when you're scared." He took a deep breath and kept walking. The whispers faded. When he opened his eyes, the forest had changed. The trees were taller, golden sunlight streamed through the leaves, and the scent of bamboo filled the air. In a clearing stood a fox with fur like fire. "To reach the golden bamboo," she said, "you must pass 3 trials." Bao Bao stood tall. "I'm ready." The first trial was kindness. Bao Bao had to help a baby bird back into its nest, high atop a tree. Despite his fear of heights, he climbed carefully and gently placed the bird in its nest. The second trial was patience. He had to sit still beside a waterfall until a single pink lotus bloomed. It took the whole night, but Bao Bao waited without complaint. The third trial was wisdom. The fox asked, "What is more valuable, the journey or the treasure?" Bao Bao thought carefully, then replied, "The journey, because it teaches us how to find the treasure inside ourselves." The fox smiled. "You may proceed." At last, Bao Bao arrived at a hill bathed in golden light. In the center stood a single stalk of bamboo that shimmered like the stars. He took one bite. Suddenly, he felt a warmth spread through him. He didn't feel stronger or faster, but he felt more whole. The voices of the forest grew clearer. The wind whispered greetings. The birds chirped, "Welcome, Bao Bao." He had not just found magical bamboo, he had become part of the forest story. Bao Bao returned to his valley weeks later. The other pandas gathered around him, eager to hear his tale. He told them about the whispering hollow, the fox trials, and the moment the forest welcomed him. But when they asked, "Was the golden bamboo real?" he only smiled and said, "Some treasures are not meant to be kept, only experienced." From that day on, Bao Bao was no longer just a curious panda. He was the storyteller, the brave one, the heart of the valley. And every young cub who dreamed of adventure would begin their tale with the same words. "I want to be like Bao Bao. ___." Several seasons passed, and Bao Bao had grown into a strong, wise panda. The forest thrived under his peaceful influence. He taught young cubs how to climb, where to find the sweetest bamboo, and how to listen to the wind. One evening, as the moon rose full and bright, Bao Bao noticed something strange. A trail of glowing blue flowers had appeared near the edge of the forest. He followed them, paws soft on the mossy earth, until he reached a small pool that shimmered with starlight. At the center stood a crane, tall, graceful, and shimmering silver. "Bao Bao," said the crane, "the forest beyond the sky ridge is in danger. A drought has withered their bamboo, and the animals are growing desperate. You have the wisdom of the golden bamboo. Will you help?" Bao Bao didn't hesitate. "Of course. Lead the way." The sky ridge was far. Bao Bao traveled through thunderstorms, across roaring rivers, and over steep cliffs. He met many animals along the way, a porcupine inventor who gave him a compass made from a beetle shell, a blind mole who taught him how to listen with his feet, and even a grumpy yak who carried him across a wide glacier. Each of them offered help not because of a reward, but because Bao Bao treated them with kindness and respect. At last, he reached the northern forest. It was silent. Trees stood bare, the soil was cracked, and many animals lay quietly under the shadows, their bellies empty and their spirits dim. Bao Bao sat in the center of the forest and placed his paw on the ground. "Let me help." That night, Bao Bao dreamed. In his dream, a giant panda made of vines and stars appeared before him, the spirit of bamboo. "You carry the legacy of the golden bamboo, Bao Bao," it said. "But now, the gift must grow. Will you share your strength, even if it means losing your magic?" Bao Bao nodded. What good is magic if it can't feed the forest? The spirit touched Bao Bao's heart. A green light pulsed from within him and spread like a wave across the forest. Bamboo shot up from the earth, rivers returned, clouds gathered above, and the animals awoke to a world reborn. Bao Bao, exhausted but at peace, smiled as the cubs of the north climbed the new shoots in joy. When Bao Bao returned home, he no longer glowed with magic. But he was not sad. The forest welcomed him with songs and dances, and the elders planted a special grove in his honor. There, at the heart of the Panda Valley, stood a circle of bamboo that hummed gently in the breeze. Young pandas who stepped into the grove claimed they could feel Bao Bao's courage and warmth. Years later, when Bao Bao grew old, he sat in the grove every day, telling stories of faraway lands, sky bridges, glowing flowers, and foxes who tested your soul. And when he finally became one with the forest, a single new stalk of golden bamboo grew at the center of the grove, not hidden, not legend, but real. It stood as a reminder. Kindness is the strongest magic of all. Years had passed since Bao Bao's final journey, and his stories were now told around every fire and under every moon. In the same peaceful valley, a new cub was born, Mei Mei, Bao Bao's great-grandniece. Mei Mei was different from the other cubs. While they played, she sketched maps in the dirt and stared at the stars for hours, wondering what lay beyond them. She often sat at the golden grove, tracing the golden bamboo with her paw. One night, as she touched the stalk, a spark leapt from it into her chest. Suddenly, she heard whispers, but not from the bamboo. From the sky. The next day, Mei Mei went to the wise owl, Master Huo, and told him what she had heard. He stared at her, eyes wide. "You've been chosen. For what?" she asked. He pointed to the highest peak in the land, Mount Tianlin, the cloud toucher. Long ago, before Bao Bao, before the forest, pandas lived among the stars. They came to Earth through the star gate at the top of Mount Tianlin. It has been closed for centuries, until now. Mei Mei blinked. "You're saying I need to go up there?" The owl nodded solemnly. "The forest has always protected Earth. Now the stars call for your help." Mei Mei began her journey with the blessings of the entire valley. Unlike Bao Bao, she carried a compass of starlight, a scroll of legends, and a bamboo flute carved by the elders. Her climb was perilous. Icy winds howled, and the cliffs were sheer. On the third night, she met a cloud leopard named Shui, who had once bat-led Bao Bao for a piece of bamboo but was now old and wise. "Bao Bao showed me compassion," Shui said. "I will help you reach the gate." With Shui's help, Mei Mei reached the summit, and there it stood, a massive circle of crystal, etched with glowing runes, humming like a heartbeat. As Mei Mei stepped forward, her paw began to glow, just like Bao Bao's had once done. The star gate reacted instantly. Light poured from the runes. The clouds parted, and with a low hum, the gate opened. Through it, she saw a sky filled with bamboo forests that floated in the air, glowing rivers, and creatures made of stardust, the celestial pandas. One stepped forward, a towering figure wrapped in starlight and wisdom. "We remember Bao Bao," it said. "He healed the earth. Now we ask you to help heal the stars." Mei Mei was taken to the celestial forest, where the bamboo shimmered with colors unseen on earth. But all was not well. A blight had begun to spread through the stars, dark vines called voidroots, feeding on fear, anger, and greed. They had already conned some 2-star groves and threatened the rest. Only a heart like Bao Bao's, brave, kind, and selfless, can resist it, the celestial elder told her. Mei Mei realized that the spark she received wasn't just power. It was legacy. With her flute, Mei Mei played the melody Bao Bao once taught in the grove, a song of peace and hope. The sound rippled across the celestial bamboo. Voidroots recoiled. The stars brightened. She sang louder, dancing with her soul, pouring her love for the earth, her valley, and her uncle Bao Bao into the stars. The vines crumbled. Light returned. The celestial pandas bowed. "You have brought balance to both earth and sky. From this day on, pandas will be known not only as keepers of bamboo, but as guardians of harmony." Mei Mei returned through the star gate, which stayed open this time. The valley cheered, and from that moment forward, pandas from all over the world came to train in the art of compassion, courage, and balance. At the Golden Grove, next to Bao Bao's bamboo, a second stalk paired, shimmering with the light of stars. On it were carved the words, "Let kindness rise beyond the mountains and reach the stars." Months after Mei Mei's return from the celestial forest, the star gate began to tremble. Every night, 3 moons appeared above the horizon, one gold, one crimson, one shadowed. The elders had seen this before, recorded in a scroll only opened once every 10,000 years. The scroll of moons read, "When the 3 moons align, a darkness long buried shall rise again. Only the guardian of stars, the voice of earth, and the keeper of shadow can restore the balance." Mei Mei was the guardian of stars. But who were the other 2? Mei Mei began her search in the eastern bamboo wilds, where pandas lived among talking rivers and trees that danced with the wind. There she found Chaco, a red panda who could communicate with the earth itself. He heard the stories of roots, stones, and soil, and he warned that deep within the mountains, something ancient was waking. Chaco was hesitant. "I'm not brave like you," he said. Mei Mei smiled. "You don't have to be brave. Just willing." Together, they descended into the caves of echoing stone, where the earth whispered of a forgotten place, the Shadow Vale. In the Shadow Vale, light barely touched the ground. Trees were twisted, and creatures made of mist flitted between shadows. But at the heart of the valley lived Cora, a black-furred panda with eyes of silver. She was feared, some said she was part spirit, part beast. But Mei Mei approached her with kindness, offering bamboo and sitting quietly under the moon. Cora finally spoke. "I've heard the moons. I've dreamed of the battle. I thought I was the end." Mei Mei shook her head. "You're the key." Cora nodded slowly. "Then we must go to the forgotten sky." The 3 chosen pandas, Mei Mei, Chaco, and Cora, passed through the Stargate once more. But this time, it led not to the celestial forest, but to a shattered realm between stars. A place where ancient magic had once clashed with chaos. There they met a 4th being, a phoenix named Nari, reborn from starlight, who had waited eons for their arrival. "The moons are not just signs," Nari said. "They are locks, and something is trying to break through." That something had a name, the Hollow King. From a swirling void in the sky, the Hollow King emerged, a massive figure made of shattered bamboo, bone, and forgotten dreams. He had once been a panda sage who tried to control the magic of the stars for himself. Banished, he had waited for the moons to align. "I offered harmony," he thundered. "They feared me. You chose power over balance," Mei Mei answered. The Hollow King struck with darkness, spreading fear and anger through the realm. Cora was nearly consumed, Chaco overwhelmed by voices in the earth. But Mei Mei began to sing, not with her voice, but her soul. Mei Mei's song reached the others. Chaco added the rhythm of the roots. Cora channeled the energy of shadow. And the phoenix Nari rose, blushing in light. Together, the trio formed a circle of balance, light, earth, and shadow intertwined. The Hollow King shrieked, cracking apart as the energies wrapped around him. But Mei Mei stepped forward and whispered, "You were once one of us. You are not forgotten, but you must choose." For a moment, the Hollow King paused, then bowed, and was no more. With the Hollow King gone, the shattered realm began to heal. The three moons merged into one, a brilliant silver star, and a new path opened beyond the sky, the realm of seeds, a place where all stories are planted before they grow. There, the pandas saw stories waiting to be born, about foxes that surf the winds, lions that speak in riddles, and children who ride comets. The Celestial Council offered them a choice: stay and become eternal guardians of story, or return and continue guiding Earth. May smiled. We'll do both. Back in the valley, a new statue stood next to Bao Bao's grove, one of three pandas. Standing together, eyes turned toward the sky. And if you listened closely, you could hear May's song echo in the wind. Shadow and root, starlight and song. Together we rise, forever strong. And so the legends of pandas lived on, not just in valleys and forests, but across galaxies, in dreams, in songs, and in the hearts of anyone who dares to believe in courage, compassion, and the magic of a single bamboo stalk. Thanks for watching.
Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for your support. See you in next video. Take care.